What it is, it's your boy True McFadden, aka Durag True, with True Be Talking. And in this video, I gotta give my reaction to the fights from the Ring 4. Hey yo! I said so. Hey yo. We had a great night of fights, man, on Saturday, the Ring 4. I think it pretty much lived up to the hype, in my opinion. I just want to give my reaction to all of the fights that happened on the main card. Starting out with the very first fight of the night, Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. I said this was going to be a fire fight, and man, that's exactly what it was. Now, I did predict this fight to only last, 6 rounds, to be done within the first 6 rounds. That's just based off Abdullah Mason's, his past fights, how I've seen him get guys up out of there. I never really, honestly, when I went back and watched Sam Noakes fights, the 2 fights that I watched, his chin was never tested. So really didn't know what type of chin he has, and come to find out, he has a really good chin. So does Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason was definitely hurt in this fight a few times. Of course, he hurt Sam Noakes as well. It was a really good back and forth fight, but for the most part, I do believe Abdullah, just on my scorecard, I had Abdullah controlling most of the fight. I think I did score 1 round, a tie. I think it was either round 4 or round 5. One of those rounds was like a draw because, nobody really got the edge, but for the most part, just keeping up with my score, I did have Abdullah Mason winning this fight, which, as we all know, he did end up winning the fight by unanimous decision. 115, 113, 100% agree with that fight, with that score for that fight, because it was a really tough fight. But one judge had it, we got to have one asshole like the bunch. One judge had it 117, 111. Don't know what fight he was watching, or that person was watching, but, Abdullah Mason still got the win. I don't think it was that convincingly, but he definitely won it. You could tell he won the fight. But 115, 113 is a lot closer than what that fight looked like compared to the 117, 111. Of course, moving forward, ready to see what's going to come from both of these fighters. What's next for both? I'm definitely got Sam Noakes on my radar. Next time he's in the ring, I definitely want to be watching for him, because if anything, he's an exciting fighter to watch. More than likely, if he's in the ring, he's going to be putting somebody on their ass. So, and now that we know, he has a good chin as well. So if he's in there with another brawler, we can, expect another good fight from him. And of course, Abdullah Mason at that 135 weight class, there's a lot to be done there. And of course, I know he has his head up and looking for whatever's next. Definitely excited about seeing who he's going to be fighting next, and what's going on in the future for him. On my prediction video, I did not talk about Bam Bam Rodriguez because, like I said, I've never watched him fight. Just wanted to, get a chance to just watch him live first, and then going forward, the next time he gets ready to fight, I'll definitely do a prediction video for him, because this dude is the real deal. He is the real deal, man. Of course, he was fighting against Fernando Martinez, aka Puma. Man, he played around with dude, man. He played around with Fernando. He did what he wanted to do throughout this fight. His movement was great. His punching was great. You could tell he has power, but you could tell he can do what he wants to when he wants to. And that's basically what he did in this fight. He pretty much just beat this dude up for 10 rounds. He just played like the commentators kept saying, he's just playing with his food, and that's basically what he was doing. He was just playing around with dude. He was punishing him. Wanted the fight to last as long as possible, so he continued to just, put a hurting on him. But then when round 10 came, you could see him set up the shot that put him down. You could see him set that shot up, move to the side, and hit him with that straight, I want to say it was a straight left hand that finished the night. But yeah, he definitely got the knockout in round 10. Moving forward, definitely looking forward to seeing him in the ring again and see what he's going to do next. Then the next fight, which I think was probably the most anticipated fight of the night. I think Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes ended up stealing the show for the best fight of the night. But this was a good one as well. Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. Of course, this is the only fight where I picked wrong as far as the winner. I did have Abdullah, knocking out Sam Noakes, but Abdullah Mason still won because I did pick him to win the fight. This one I got wrong, but I did say that in my prediction video that if Devin Haney came in and he fought like he fought against Regis Prograis, he wasn't doing it as long as he wasn't doing a lot of extra moving, if his feet was settled, if he stayed in the pocket and just boxed. Like I said, I don't think there's many people that can really just beat Devin when he's looking like that. And I mean, it remains to be true, man. Like, he got in there and did his thing with Brian Norman Jr. He actually even got a knockdown early on in the fight. So I've over the past, like, Devin Haney is one of those fighters that gets highly debated online, especially on YouTube, things like that, where whether if you're with him or whether if you're a fan or you're not a fan, he's one of those guys that takes a lot of, people have a lot to say about him. One of the things I've always heard is that, the pillow fist Dev, like, he doesn't have punching power, things of that nature. I don't think that's true. I think he does have punching power. He doesn't have like that one hitter quitter type power, but he definitely has enough power to make a fighter think twice about what he's going to try with Dev. He has enough power. He has enough power to stop a fighter. I think the issue is he doesn't press the gas when he needs to. He doesn't apply pressure when he needs to. So when he had Brian Norman Jr. hurt in this fight, and I think he had him hurt for a couple rounds, especially after that knockdown, it took a while for Brian Norman to recuperate and get back to where he needs to be, especially mentally. Dev doesn't have that killer instinct that what people talk about, that killer instinct to go in and finish the job. He wants to stick to his game plan and stick to his defense rather than taking a chance at getting the other fighter out of there, where even if he's not truly in danger or maybe being caught by something coming in and trying to press the issue to finish the fight, he doesn't want to take that chance. So he's still a good fighter. He's still a really good fighter. But when it comes to finishing out a fight or finishing off a fighter, I think that's something, and I don't even know if that's something he can work on, because that's more of a, I think that's more of a mindset, more of a mental thing. Like, if you got your guy hurt, like that, I've seen 2 fights where he had this guy hurt, where he could have finished him, and he kind of just pulled back. Like, hey, I know I got you hurt, and I know this is where most fighters will go in and try to finish the night. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to box, fight my game plan. My game plan is what got you hurt to start with. So I'm going to stick with that and make sure that I finish out the fight, on my feet. Even if you finish out the fight on your feet and that's not what the fans want, but this is how I'm going to fight. And that's a good mindset to have in a lot of fights, but I think eventually that may catch up with them. And I say that because Brian Norman Jr. eventually did make the adjustments needed to try to work his way in to start, landing some things on Dev. The only problem with that was by the time he figured those adjustments out and made those adjustments in ring, it was already too late for him to try to break down Haney and win when like he had already lost enough rounds to where at this point you need a knockout. And the strategy that he started using when he made those adjustments, which was a good strategy, and it would have worked because he started wearing Dev down a little bit toward the end. He started getting in and get some of those punches. I want to say he even hurt Dev toward the end of the fight, but it was too late for that to implement that strategy. So I think if his corner, moving forward, if his corner notices those adjustments that need to be made, and he's able to also go ahead and implement those adjustments a little earlier, that'll definitely help him in the future. But for Dev, you gotta see when you got a guy hurt, the best thing to do is go ahead and finish him, especially if you hurt him early and he's one of those people that can bounce back. Because let's say, I mean, if you was in there with anyone else that would have saw what was going on and made those adjustments, not saying he's going to ever fight Bud Crawford, but if you have a Bud Crawford type that can make those, that sees what's going on and can go ahead and make those adjustments right when they need to, you know, they could get Dev in a lot of trouble moving forward. So still, you know, big win by Devin Haney. Definitely made me a little bit more of a believer. I still need to see him finish. I'm not necessarily need to see him finish someone off, but if you have someone hurt in that predicament, in that situation, you definitely need to go ahead and finish him off. Because if there's a, you know, if he's a good fighter and he knows what adjustments needs to be made and he makes those, if Brian Norman Jr. would have made those adjustments in, let's say, the 5th round instead of like the 8th or 9th, if he would have started fighting that fight like in the 5th round, we might be having a different conversation right now. You know what I'm saying? I might be talking about something else right now. I might be talking about how Brian Norman got knocked down in the early rounds and then fought his way back and fought it to a win, fought a, you know, to a split decision, or fought it to a draw, or even, you know, came back and hurt Dev and knocked him down, or something like that. So that's definitely something I would say the Haney's need to work on moving forward, is definitely getting that killer instinct and knowing when you got your guy hurt enough where you can go ahead and put him out. But, you know, definitely congratulations to Devin Haney. Really excited because I think he's at 147 now. There's a lot of good fights to be made at 147, man. Let's see what he's gonna do next. But yeah, he definitely looked good in the fight. He looked healthy, he looked strong, and you know, he was putting them things on Norman Jr., bro. Straight up. But last but not least, of course, David Benavidez got the stoppage over Anthony Yard. No surprise there. I told you in the first on my prediction video, Yard basically blocks punches with his face, and that's pretty much what happened here. Yard is looking to get the knockout first before you knock him out, and of course that didn't work in this situation. Benavidez is a boxer with a fighter's mentality. He can stand there and box you. He can slip your punches, block your punches, make you miss, and counter. But he can also counter and punch between your punches and try to get your ass up out of there. That's basically what happened with Yard. He just basically baited Yard into throwing. Let's exchange. But the whole time you're exchanging, you know, Benavidez got his earmuffs on, and he's moving his upper body. He's moving his head, and that boy is a monster. That's why he got the name. That's why he got the name. The Mexican Monster, man. That boy is a beast. He said he's moving up to cruiserweight. We'll be looking forward to seeing him in the ring again in May of 26. And you know, honestly, Benavidez is one of those fighters I just want to fight. I just want to watch him fight. I don't care who he's fighting. Is it a big fight, a little fight, or whatever fight? I enjoy watching this guy fight. He's a good fighter. He's definitely the boogeyman of the light heavyweight, you know, going up to cruiserweight. He's definitely the boogeyman of light heavyweight. He's been avoided by so many boxers so many times, but just ready to see what he's going to do next. And of course, this was the last big fight of November. Next big fight I'm looking forward to is in December 6th. We got Lamont Roach Jr. versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and that shit is going to be lit. So until next time, man, this has been your boy True McFadden, aka Durag True, and I am out.